Circulating deepfakes are becoming more prevalent within younger Australians, predominantly girls. The eSafety Commissioner has received more than 7,000 reports of image-based abuse over the past financial year. Deepfake abuse usually involves people's faces superimposed onto image or visual pornography without their consent. Newer technology has allowed this, creating this abuse material easier to produce. Well, joining me live is Matt Purcell, founder of Social Kung Fu. Matt, great to see you and thank you so much for joining us. We've just had the summit, the social media summit in New South Wales and South Australia, really looking at situations like online content, deepfakes, AI, you name it. There's a lot going on. You work in this space mentoring young people. First of all, let's start off with your personal story, a little bit about why you got into this industry.
Yeah, well, I was adopted as a kid from Korea, and when I was about 6 or 7 years old, I was bullied severely, physically, thrown in whiz bins, suicidal for many years. And my mission now is to empower students with the skill set to deal with pressure like this. And right now, bullying, the biggest form of abuse in Australia actually is verbal abuse through text and talk. And we have the cyber abuse, and we have what image-based abuse, which is what the deepfake image is. And I travel around Australia and tell young people, listen, just because you're under 18, there's this hint of, because I'm under 18, I can get away with stuff like that. No way. Like, that is a crime. And if you do things like that to your fellow peers and you get caught, you're going to be eventually put in front of court, potentially have a criminal record for life. So I want to make sure that is known to young people. Don't muck around with that stuff. Yeah,
because, I mean, we are seeing so many horrific stories, and thank you for sharing your story. It sounds absolutely horrific, but what you've done to overcome it and to change potentially so many people's lives is so inspiring. And, you know, again, just hearing the ASIO Director General at the summit talking about how we're going to see even more situations unfold with the emergence of AI, which is, you know, moving so rapidly. The platforms are here to stay regardless of what legislations are going to be implemented. So what can we do as adults, first of all, to support our children?
Yeah, well, the consensus is in. Like, social media is affecting youth around Australia, increasing their anxiety, depression, isolation. And I think we've really let them down in this way in this country, because we've given car keys to 13-year-olds to drive social media without the driver's knowledge test, without a parent looking after them, and without the skills to know what good and bad looks like. So what kind of results were we expecting anyway when we're expecting this thing? So I think if restrictions come into play, raising the age bracket to 16, it will empower parents to push a reset button in their homes to say, hey, listen, let's look at every device being a family device, not a individually owned device, so that we can rein in some of the behaviours. I know there's research to suggest that from the Social Media Summit, that even spending 30 minutes a day on social media has correlations of increasing mental health issues.
It is hard to get them off their device, but it's also a positive as well, because, you know, a lot of them sit at home in front of their computers, but they're connecting to their peers, whether it's gaming or what have you. So how do you find that fine balance?
I think it's a dual focus here. One is, like the driving analogy, user issues and platform issues. I really think that if you ask this question, are young Australians equipped with the awareness to deal with the risk? Are they equipped with the training? Are they equipped with preparing for the risk? The answer is no with the stats. So we're not really giving them a good chance to use it well. Yeah, and I think that's what would really help young people is to be trained leading up to that age restriction age, maybe of 16, just like the driver's knowledge test, that they'll be able to know the dangers and use it better.
South Australian Premier Peter Malinauskas spoke at the summit, and looks like he might implement some training and education in the schools as of next year. Chris Minns, the New South Wales Premier, seemed quite keen on that. What are your thoughts? Do we need more education in the schools?
I definitely think that's a great step forward. If we just do a blanket ban of 16 restricting everyone up to that without education leading up to that age restriction, it's a band-aid over a wound. So I think that's a great step. I think we need to hold social media platforms accountable for what the content curation algorithm is. Right now, the algorithm is around engagement. So if I look at something long enough, I'm going to get fed more of that, which creates echo chambers. And in marketing, there's a thing called intent-based marketing or non-intent-based marketing. Things I search for and things I don't search for. And the things I don't search for that pop in my feed, it's definitely in the corner of social media platforms they can change, and I want to challenge that.
Matt, got to wrap it up, but great to see you. Great advice, and thank you so much.
Thanks,
Good to
Jamie.
see you. Take care. And if you or anyone you know is feeling distressed, you can call Lifeline on 13 11 14.